Smiling Friends surprisingly has a lot of lore and world building, and we're only 2 seasons in. I've been thinking about this since their most recent episode introducing Spamtopia, in which we see a lot of erratic and bizarre figures speaking what seems to be like gibberish, acting incredibly violently. But did you know, this has not been the first time we've seen Spamish characters in the entire show. Also, I'm Zeep, I'm pretty epic. Like this video and subscribe if you want a sequel to this. In Season 1, Episode 5 of Smiling Friends, also known as the Murder Mystery episode, Pim and Charlie are interviewing the Fun Twins, who speak random gibberish. Interestingly enough, Pim understands them, while Charlie is confused on whatever they're saying.
We can have fun on the jungle gym after you tell me what you two were doing at the time of the murder. Well, that's a nice story and all, but it doesn't really answer my question.
Pim, how did you understand any of that?
What?
It's kind of funny because Pim actually makes eye contact with the Fun Twins, which if you may recall from the most recent episode, making eye contact with someone from Spamtopia is a big no-no.
Did you just look into my eye?
That was bad.
The twins then spit on Pim, leaving like some sort of like acid spit on him.
I can't even think properly right now. My arm is stinging so bad from whatever those Fun Twins spat on me.
Oh, it's just a little bit of playful spit, Pim. They're just having fun.
What's even crazier is that during a scene in Season 2, we can see Charlie going through a Netflix lookalike application, only to find that there's a documentary titled The Mysterious Spamtopia. Personally, I think this suggests that Spamtopia is such a threat to visit that many people are even fearful of trying to do research in that town. Something that's also of note and adds to the world building is that on the same page we see a documentary titled UFO Sightings that has the silhouettes of Fillmore and Duncan, 2 characters we would later see in the UFO episode.
In 2013, we may possibly definitely have spotted a cigar-shaped craft descend and ascend at incredible velocity.
Turned out to be a bird, but still pretty cool.
Would you believe me if this is not their first appearance, however? In the Season 1 Halloween episode, Fillmore and Duncan are actually seen in the background of the Halloween party. However, we don't see any Bill though. R.I.P. Bill, I kinda wish you had your own adventure with Pim and Charlie, but you know, it is what it is. As for the aliens that did kill Bill, it's possible we may have seen them already in the Season 1 episode where they go into the Enchanted Forest. Yeah, remember when Charlie ended a 100-years-long war?
That was not even fantasy, that's just an alien, Pim.
If you look at the body types, I know they aren't exactly the same aliens, they're a little heavier set, but keep in mind they did just eat a human being, but it could be possible. Speaking of which, at the end of the episode, it's established that the Earth Pim and Charlie live in is a flat Earth.
No, I think we're approaching Earth.
Cool, I've always wanted to see it from space.
Charlie says he always wanted to see Earth from space before. I know this is like a stupid nerd thing to mention, don't get me wrong guys, but Charlie actually did see Earth from space once before, when Gobert Gottfried, who played God, threw him back into Earth.
I hope you learn from this cool experience.
Which I'd like to think is the reason why Charlie prays to God when he sees the aliens coming up to them in the Season 2 episode.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come.
Yo, either you guys got a lighter?
Well, to be fair, he could have been religious the entire time. He does have a cross on him when he's at the pool during the Mr. Frog episode. Speaking of Mr. Frog has actually met Bill Clinton as well, as established in this picture right here. Crazy because this is an image of a former US president and a future US president meeting each other. Because as established in Season 2, Mr. Frog is elected president. I think it's funny because it's like Jimmy Carter meeting like Joe Biden or something. Also, I'm a big presidential historian, so the Mr. President episode was really music to my ears.
You never know, Alan. After all, President Ross Perot won re-election in 1996 in a major upset. Oh, you're so right, Pim. I forgot about that factoid.
In this version of the Earth, the in real-life 1992 and 1996 presidential candidate, Ross Perot, ends up winning his 1996 presidential election. Ross Perot is interesting because he's the last third-party candidate to reach nearly 20% of the vote in a presidential election. That was, however, in 1992. In the real-life election of 1996, Ross Perot got 8.4% of the votes, failing to even win any electoral votes. However, as established before, in the Smiling Friends universe, Ross Perot was able to win in a landslide. I think the image with Bill Clinton and Mr. Frog implies that Bill Clinton won his 1992 election and served at least until 1997, implying that Bill Clinton lost his bid for his second term. Here's another funny reference. In the season 2 episode, The Boss Finds Love, at the end of that episode, Mr. Boss celebrates being back with his bros by singing a song.
I know 4 employees that I just adore. I'm so happy I can see them more, 'cause we make people smile all day. We get to play.
This is actually a reference to Fiorina, Ted Cruz's 2016 VP pick, singing a song that basically sounds like the exact same thing.
I know 2 girls that I just adore. I'm so happy I can see them more. 'Cause we travel on the bus all day, we get to play. I won't bore you with any more of the song.
Yeah, it's no wonder Ted Cruz and Fiorina lost this election. Also, you know this clip right here of the worm saying this at a presidential debate?
We want to remind the audience to please not talk out loud, to not applaud. You're just wasting time.
That's actually a reference to Anderson Cooper during one of the Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump debates.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
We want to remind the audience to please not talk out loud. Please do not applaud. You're just wasting time.
I always thought that line from the debate was funny, so I'm really happy that got into the show. Also, in the election episode, we find out that the Smiling Friends live in Pennsylvania. This is likely done on purpose to reference the original Newgrounds headquarters, which was located in Pennsylvania. As for the continuous world building of Smiling Friends, we also find out in this episode that there is a prime minister who goes by the name Mr. Blingo, who runs the nation of Blingostan, which implies that Mr. Blingo over here named the country of Blingostan after himself. He is a tyrannical military dictator, so it would make sense that he's that egotistical he names the nation after himself.
You just emboldened a war criminal dictator.
Dude, I don't know anything about politics, and even I know he's bad. He wiped a whole f***ing race of people off the face of the planet.
Maybe it will be alright.
When it comes to other locations established in the show, we can also remember Crimeville. Crimeville first appeared in the episode Frowning Friends, and where we also see DJ Spit's first appearance. We see DJ Spit yet again in Crimeville in the A. Alan Adventure episode, and where Alan is trying to find paperclips. As also a potential callback, Alan's connection to paperclips isn't entirely far-fetched.
Did you take a paperclip? I counted 74 last time, and now there's only 73. I'm not accusing you, I'm simply asking.
Alan's connection to paperclips can actually go back to the very first episode of Smiling Friends. He obsesses over a missing paperclip, only to find a Blibbly that stole it. This is where things get bizarre. People have argued that a Blibbly could potentially be from Spamtopia, but I digress. I think they're their own species. As a fun fact though, some of the Blibblies are voiced by Finn and Nick Wolfhard. Finn Wolfhard, of course, from Stranger Things. As for someone who I don't doubt is Spamtopian, it would have to be the mother of Professor Psychotic and Doug. I mean, you compare the image that Doug shows to Pym, and compare it to the waitress in Spamtopia. They look very similar, so it wouldn't be surprising to me if this was true. Speaking of Professor Psychotic, you can actually see him being teased in the episode where the boss finds love. You know that scene where Doug Walker is talking about how to kill a demon? Well, if you look at the YouTube recommended, you see a video titled Homunculus Egg/DNA Experiment number 7. It has 1,000 views, and it was uploaded 2 months ago by Professor Psychotic. There's also a couple lore/gag tidbits here as well. The video above Professor Psychotic's is titled Dr. Dewey versus Sir Stewie, a debate on free will. It's a reference on, I don't know, think of like Jordan Peterson or like Destiny debating someone. The next video above is titled The Critter War, every day. Okay, so critter is a species in the world of Smiling Friends. The 4 members of the Smiling Friends are all critters. If you're still confused, here's the Smiling Friends wiki definition. Critters are distinguished from humans by their unusual and wide range of skin tones, lack of ears, and sometimes a lack of nose. They also come in various shapes and sizes. Critters also appear to have various sub-races, as there are various characters that look similar to Pym, despite some of them not being directly related to him. Okay, this next part right here is actually pretty fascinating to me, guys. So in the episode, Who Violently Murdered Simon S. Salty, Charlie implies that the baby stage of a critter is called a homunculus, though Pym refers to his infancy as a tadpole, perhaps implying physical development is varied for each type of critter. We also find out here is that a homunculus is introduced as a man-made creation separate from naturally birth-fed beings in the episode Brother's Egg, meaning something like Charlie is more of like a rarity, which even makes it more amazing that Professor Psychotic is able to create a homunculus.
Stop fighting! Hello, daddies, hello, daddies,
Don't
hello,
you see?
daddies, hello.
Look what you did. You created life.
Hello, what's up, hello, what's up?
Going back to the video recommended on the YouTube page, we find out that there was a critter war. We don't know if it was against critters versus humans or some other species, but there was a force of 600,000 going against a force of 200,000. Other videos we see recommended is episode 397, reviewing my shitty life, and another video stating suspect gets shot after reaching in his waistband. We also get another video referencing Mr. Beast that is titled $1 versus $1 million execution. That's kind of sick. And another video stating President Frog best moments. You guys want to know something else that's crazy? Apparently canonically Alan is the youngest smiling friend. Seriously, listen to Zach and Michael Cusack talk about it.
Have we established how old Pym is? Have we said that?
He's like 33, isn't he?
He's like in his early 30s, yeah.
Clip's like in
like
thousands.
Yeah, thousands.
Charlie's 26 or 27 or 28 or something.
Yeah, they're probably 27.
Alan's like 24?
He's like 47.
Yeah, 47, 83, something like that.
Yeah.
Something interesting about Glep is that apparently he's like middle-aged when it comes to the lifespan of his subspecies. We see this at the end of the episode Charlie dies and doesn't come back, when he's old reading to like his grandkid. But not only do we see this, we also see a picture in the background implying that Glep would eventually become president of the United States, as he's sitting in front of the Oval Office in a suit right next to his wife, who Zach has referred to as Marge Simpson. That's awesome. In the episode Mr. President, we see that Glep is 1'6" and 8 pounds, and he was born on July 9th, 329 AD, currently making him 1,695 years old. Speaking of the main Smiling Friends crew, did you know that there's at least 3 Fifth Smiling Friends characters? The first one is Smarmoo James Carter, who wears an I'm With Her shirt, a reference to the Hillary Clinton 2016 campaign. His last name, James Carter, could be a reference to Jimmy Carter's real name, James Carter. He was a short-lived 5th member of Smiling Friends, and only got the role after a very narrow split country vote.
It's Smarmoo! You voted and we listened! This cannot be undone! Smarmoo is here to stay!
However, the In Loving Memory card at the end of this episode states that Smarmoo has died as well. R.I.P. big man. We also have that other random weird guy when Charlie's drunk at the wedding.
I mean, this guy Jumbo I just met, he's so awesome. Tell me a story you were just telling me, Jumbo.
Yeah, man, yeah, on Tuesday, man, we'll come in the show, yeah.
That's funny, guy. Pym, I'm telling you, man, I think this could be the 5th Smiling Friend, Jumbo. Pym, Charlie, Alan Glove, Jumbo.
And we also have Tyler, who unfortunately gets fired.
You fired Tyler, you fired me too.
It's fine, Charlie. I love your brother.
Let's grab some drinks after work, man. I love you. I'll text you.
Speaking of characters who only appear briefly in episodes, we also have the fate of Charlie's girlfriend, Zoey. For around almost 2 years, people thought that she had died. In the San Diego Comic-Con 2022 panel for Smiling Friends, Zach Cato joked that Zoey died off screen in between season 1 and 2.
So between season 1 and 2, she got crushed by a bulldozer. That'll be the season 2 episode 1 opening, is them dealing with it.
Of course, in the season 2 finale of Smiling Friends, we see this not to be true, as we see her playing volleyball with Charlie and crew. It could have been worse. It could have been Blue Janitor Dude, who was scrapped after the first episode of Smiling Friends, and who originally was going to be the unofficial 5th member of Smiling Friends as well. As for characters who appeared yet again, we have, of course, James. James actually appeared in the Halloween episode, also in the background, except he looked much different. Dude, he looked scuffed. Like, really bad. But in the time between that episode and the season 2 premiere of Smiling Friends, he went back in and got pretty fresh. I mean, he had to. He had to dress to impress for Charlie.
You did it again, James. You pushed away the one guy who actually gave a damn about you. Shit.
One more thing. Between the episode of Smiling Friends and where it takes place in Spamtopia, and the season 2 finale of Smiling Friends, Charlie and Alan seem to have gotten along. If we remember it correctly, they were on the verge of killing each other, but then you get Charlie starting to call Alan pretty. Speaking of which, Charlie says some very agreeable statements at the end of the season 2 finale that is probably like my favorite moment in the show ever.
Wow, I love my friends, and I love my God, and I love my country, and God bless America, I guess. What else can you say?
And with that, season 2 of Smiling Friends was amazing. Like, comment, subscribe for another one. See you guys soon.